South Africa are going to be hosting a World Cup in 2027, along with Zimbabwe and along with Namibia. Very excited about that. It's a long way to go, though. We still have a couple of years before we get to see that. Um, 2023, we first have to get through, build a team for that first and foremost, because that 2027 World Cup is going to have a flurry of players that we may not have even thought of right now. It's going to probably have a lot of youngsters that, or not at that point, there won't be youngsters anymore. I'm thinking about guys like Dewald Brevis that are coming through the system, maybe the likes of Trainer Van Tonde, all of those guys. They're not going to be youngsters anymore. They're going to be in the prime of their career at that time. So it's so important that 2023 allows some guys to get some opportunities before the 2027 World Cup. So at least when we come to the 2027 World Cup, we've given enough guys an opportunity to have a strong core to try and win the thing because it's in our own conditions. So there are no excuses anymore. But we're going to chat about this. We're going to chat about all the different countries that are hosting different events. ICC, they mentioned a whole lot. I think it was 14 different countries that are going to be hosting events over the next decade. So we're going to be chatting about that on the show. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. It's a monthly magazine every single month to your inbox. I know I said I was going to put it out today. We're putting it out tomorrow. Promise you guys. That's when we're going to be releasing it. I was still waiting for some people that missed deadlines, so we're going to be putting it out tomorrow. Then, if you're new to this channel and you haven't done so yet, please click subscribe. Please click that notification bell for all future videos. Smash that like button, comment in the comment section, share this with all your friends and family. Let's get straight into it. Good evening, guys, and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your daily show. I'm your host, Khalid Mohidin. This is my co-host, Aditya, and today we're going to be discussing South Africa and the possibility, or not the possibility, the definite not even probability. I'm messing it all up, guys. I'm messing it all up. That's definitely that South Africa will be hosting the World Cup with Namibia and Zimbabwe. So let me put up the chart quickly for us so that we can have a look. Here it is on the screen. Currently, we have the USA and the West Indies that are going to take 2024, Pakistan in 2025. Then we have South Africa, we have India and Sri Lanka in 2026. That's obviously not that's the T20 World Cup. And then we've got the World Cup, South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Namibia in 2027. And that's the one that we obviously looking at. And hopefully we can really go there and try and win that. There are obviously Champions Trophies in between, obviously the 2025 Champions Trophy, a 2029 Champions Trophy in India. So there are a couple of Champions Trophies in between that they're throwing in there. But other than that, we've got some an excellent opportunity to go and try and win a World Cup in our own country. That's ultimately what we are going to be hoping for. Aditya, are you excited? Are you finally going to come down to South Africa for a World Cup? We're gonna all these then, eh? Are we going to have our
Well, hopefully I'll make it to South Africa more than a few times before that. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, extremely exciting because I think it's going to be the first time since 2009 that South Africa would have hosted an ICC tournament, and that's a long time. That's what
Yeah.
18 years. So yeah, I think that's great for South Africa. In addition to the players and building a team that can be favorites for that competition. I think it's equally important for Cricket South Africa to begin upgrading venues and creating an unforgettable experience for fans, because I think if anything, the ICC will want that event to be a massive success as it was in 2003, for example. And I guess the government should start working on on creating the infrastructure from their side as well, just as they did pre 2010 before the Football World Cup. So, all in all, very encouraging, and I'm also very happy for Namibia and Zimbabwe because they've obviously not been in the mix for quite a while, and I think it's going to boost their cricket as well. So, I guess for all the administrators in Zimbabwe, great opportunity to get your house in order and ensure that it's a healthy environment for cricket, because remember it's a long time till 2027. You don't want those periodic suspensions that Zimbabwe cricket has been handed by the ICC so frequently. So yeah, but all in all, it's great news. Very stoked.
Yeah. No, me too. It's going to obviously be a very different, like I said in the intro, there's going to be a lot of different players that we're probably going to see in that World Cup. The guys that you are currently seeing now, majority of them probably won't be in that World Cup, or maybe won't be featuring. It's such a long time away. Um, so I'm hoping that they do at least before that, in the 2025 Champions Trophy, the 2026 India and Sri Lanka T20 World Cup. I'm at least hoping that they'll at least give some younger guys an opportunity in that competition to really go out there and play an attacking brand of cricket and try and really create some sort of winning mentality before. At least one of those events you would like to see them win, like maybe the one in Pakistan in 2025, the Champions Trophy might be a great place to really plan for that next World Cup in 2027. You got 2 years then since that tournament. Give the younger guys a chance that you want to back. Let them play for that particular tournament and really give them opportunity. Then they can go. Some of those core group of guys will probably play the 2026 World Cup, and then you've got the 2027 World Cup. So there's a World Cup every single year. It's crazy. It's an not a World Cup, but an ICC event every single year. It's insane, guys. It's absolutely insane. So it's a pity that South Africa only got like 1 in 10 years. Like it's 20 years almost. It's crazy that's the case with South Africa, that we don't get many ICC tournaments. I would have hoped that we did get an extra one or two. We saw how successful the 2010 World Cup was, the Soccer World Cup, and I'm surprised that South Africa didn't even get another Soccer World Cup, because it was an opportunity for us to actually bid for that too. It was such an amazing event. It's one that people still remember. There's particularly the music that was played at that particular World Cup. A lot of people still sing those songs today. Something like the Vuvuzela really transcended generations of people are still using it at sports events. There's so many iconic moments that World Cup really presented to everybody. That famous Spanish team as well. So it's crazy, because I really would like to see South Africa host more of these type of events. It's a pity that we haven't. From every point of view. I mean, the things are cheap in South Africa as well for people from overseas. When they come here, they can really spend a hell of a lot of money. So it's good for tourism. It's good for the whole world. It's good. The Rainbow Nation. What everything that we stand for. So it's alas, but thankfully we did get one, and we're co-hosting it though, with two other nations. I wish it was South Africa alone, of course, but good for Zimbabwe, good for Namibia. It gives them good exposure as well. Um, you know, it will be interesting for us to try and guess. Maybe we can do a show in the near future, where we can try and guess what that team is going to look like in 2027. It would be interesting to maybe do a show like that sometime this week, or maybe on the Sunday podcast, where we can try and pick that 2027 World Cup team. But or we can look for a space in the calendar where there's a gap, because currently we're obviously going to be preparing for Netherlands and then straight for India. We can't afford to get beaten on our own ground. Not in the opening, not in the opening match of the new season, of the new Test Championship season. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what can happen with regards to that. Are there any other nations that you're happy for, yeah, Aditya? When you're looking at it, obviously India. You've got a couple of big ICC events coming your way too.
Yeah, ICC events always huge, aren't they? Um, but with India, I think the the important facet um, of the ICC experience is to ensure that it's a fan friendly environment, because things can get quite hectic, when you have like 50,000 people, 60,000 people, or in the new stadium in Ahmedabad, like 130,000 people. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I just hope it's a fan friendly experience for everyone, because I think ultimately that's going to be the driving force for large attendance in India.
Yeah.
But I also have to say that it's encouraging to see the ICC confirm a Champions Trophy in Pakistan, and just Pakistan as the sole host of that tournament. I think
Yeah.
that's huge, and
Yeah.
um, that's a giant step in the return of international cricket to Pakistan. So I think Trevor has a question here. Will India
But
play
before
the?
you
Yeah,
before you get there, let's just I just want to go through all the questions
yeah,
and
yeah,
we're gonna get to
yeah.
that one. So because that one's directed straight to you. So I'm just gonna read out some of the questions over here.
Yeah.
Abid Sarma saying, nice to see Namibia as co-host for the ICC trophy. Good for SA's home advantage. Hope they will calculate DL rightly this time, says Wasim Akram. 2023 we won't going to win. We are not going to win. That's what I'm assuming that you're saying. Trevor Dixon saying neither 2023 nor 2027. Come on, guys, get behind our team and believe in them. Lorenzo Bailey saying so it's an individual. So it's an event that the ICC will host an ICC event every year. So now is the perfect time to make way with a quota system. As no easy caps can be handed out, we need to start selecting the best. Leclerc says India hosting three events show that they are still in control of the ICC. I would like to see our venues upgraded. Interesting comments over here, Aditya. Um, then we got Lorenzo saying it's important for us to win an ICC event before the 2027 ICC World Cup. I actually we thinking alike there, Lorenzo. Bevan Weber wants to say, hey, Aditya, can you send me a Chennai Super Kings team jersey? How much would it cost us? Do you want to answer that, Bevan? to Bevan?
Yeah, Bevan, great question, mate. I think I'm more than happy to get you a Chennai Super Kings jersey, but I think shipping will be 5 times the cost of the jersey in itself. So if I happen to make a trip to South Africa, I'll bring it along with me.
Oh, awesome, eh? Look at us, eh? Yeah, good Samaritan. Don't forget that we are also hosting the 2023 ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Yes, of course we are. That's also another event that I'm really excited about. Hopefully, I can go to majority of the games and get accreditation for that. SA need to invest in infrastructure. Uh, Yeah, to an extent, I think we've got some amazing stadiums in the country. Maybe they can upgrade certain things. There are certain stadiums where I feel that can improve. Particularly, I think Newlands can in certain areas. While there's construction there happening currently, so by that time it will be all a new Newlands stadium, obviously, and a lot of liveliness around because of the colleges around and the business buildings around. Too much events is Bevan Weaver. That's something that I can maybe concur with. Is it's a lot of world events happening every single year. It's almost like for me personally, it almost depletes it in a way. It dilutes it the significance of World Cups. Um, to me, I think like having a T21 and a 50 over World Cup within like a couple of years, 2 years, is like it's almost diluting it a bit. But how else do you do it with so many formats? It's very difficult to want to spread it out unless you take out the ICC Champions Trophy and disregard that one completely.
I think part of the reason is to give bilaterals more context, because the worry for the ICC was that playing as many bilateral series as teams are, it's it's not adding any value. They're not playing towards something. So when you play a bilateral towards an ICC tournament, then perhaps that increases its value. But
Mm,
yeah, I mean, obviously the ICC is out uh, to ensure that they can make as much money of it as possible.
of
We have a
course.
billion viewers.
Yeah, of course. Aditya, you can answer this one. Will India play the 2025 Champions Trophy? That's a very interesting question. I know. Well done on the question, Trevor.
Yeah, look, I think if in India plays Pakistan in ICC tournaments, so that's I don't think that's the issue, but uh, if anything, it's probably going to be a massive security challenge because if from a security point of view, with the team as high profile as the Indian team, you know that's going to be a massive worry. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that the schedule has been decided, uh, keeping all the boards in that conversation. So we'll have to see how it goes. It's still a while before that happens, but yeah, it's a good question.
We've got mm, yes, we can win. Marcus George says, yes, we can win if we pick the right team. Yes, I believe that as well. But it's also about building some sort of ethos, moving forward. Like some sort of mentality. It's a mentality thing that we need to build. We need to build a winning mentality within the team that can play under pressure situations. So that's something that we need to test with. But I feel that that's something that you also need to almost grow into your team and into your players. That's why I say, as soon as possible, we need to set a target. Say, okay, look here, guys, we are going to try and win the 2027 World Cup. It's in our home country. Put that mark on the board, put a pin in it, and say, that's what we're going to push for. But what makes it difficult is that you don't know if Bouch is still going to be the coach by that time. After the 2023 World Cup, he might move on. Then you have to rebuild again. So that's the concern currently with the South African team. Each coach that comes in comes with the same pressure from coach to coach to coach. Um, Need to upgrade Supersport Park, Bloemfontein, Paul, or even Kingsmead. Correct, I agree with you. The- all those stadiums would need an upgrade. It depends as well, because if South Africa is going to be co-hosting with the two other nations, then maybe they only use Newlands and the Wanderers as the two venues for South Africa, and then obviously venues in Zimbabwe and venues in Namibia as well. I don't know how many venues they use in an ICC event. Um, I'll have to go and look in detail at the back and look back. But yeah, Super Sports Park as well, I think, because my thing is the problem will be the conditions, whether the groundsman can create an atmosphere and conditions and pitches that are equal for a World Cup ICC event. They're gonna obviously have to, like Supersport Park. It's very difficult to change the pitches, and because of the weather and the direct sunlight, it's very difficult to change the conditions to make it equal. A lot of the time, it's very very bouncy for pace bowlers, and also good with the bat, good for the bat as well. Dependable if you're playing in the evening or in the afternoon. So, or in the morning, either, because it's obviously a 50 over competition. Bloemfontein obviously favors a very flat deck. It often favors the seam bowlers. And so often favors the batters. Sorry. So they're going to have to obviously change that up if they're going to pick Bloemfontein. Paul as well favors the batters a lot of the time. So at Kingsmead again favors the slower bowler spinners exactly. So, and also with Kingsmead the rain, it's always involved in Durban. So you don't know if you want to have maybe an ICC event where there's a lot of stakes involved in Durban. But yeah, that's a good idea. Anju says, should ban and Sri Lanka sad host the Cricket World
Bangladesh
Cup?
and Sri Lanka.
Oh, should Bangladesh? Oh, flipping hell, I
Yeah.
completely misread that. Should Bangladesh and Sri Lanka had hosted a Cricket World Cup in 2031? Um, why not? Um, India again, though? Is that what you're asking? But I don't really see an issue with that. Maybe 23. Actually, no. Wait, England's getting the 2030 World Cup. Um, would have been nice to see another nation. But you never know with associate nations either, because you don't know if they're even going to get into the tournament. What's your thoughts
I,
on that,
I
Aditya?
I think it's tricky, right? Because we don't know the economics of of hosting, because I think ultimately, of the many conversations that must be taking place, I'm guessing one of them would be the expense to the fan. Because assuming, like in 2011, for example, the World Cup was hosted by India, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. And I think that's quite a lot of trouble for a dedicated fan to travel to all three countries to watch their players perform. And not to mention the various cities within those countries as well. So I don't know. Bangladesh has hosted tournaments successfully, and the standard of cricket, the standard of the facilities has been great. So yeah, definitely. Always, I mean, Bangladesh has some of the most passionate fans in the world, so it'd be great to see them um, play. I mean, the opening match of the 2011 World Cup was in Bangladesh. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe you can answer this one. Zuhair
yeah,
Hussain says, yes, the GRI is against playing bilateral series,
yeah.
but they're okay with ACC and ICC tournaments.
Yes, yes. And just recently, a couple of days ago, Saurav Ganguly and Ramiz Raja, the presidents of their respective boards in India and Pakistan, commented on it, and they both said that it's not in their control at all. You know, the fact that they can't play bilateral series is a product of frosty relations between the two countries
Mhm.
politically, but both have commitments to the ICC and therefore they play ICC events. But yeah, I guess bilateral series will take a lot of backdoor negotiation with both governments.
Werner, excellent goal here for us as a team. Hopefully by 2027 we will be doing some shows together in one place, maybe even live from the cricket stadiums. I love that. I love that. I'm going to be.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a dream of mine to have a studio in every single stadium in the country. That would be a dream of ours. Hey guys, help us get involved with our Patreons, get involved with all of our channel, get us more followers, subscribers, so that we can make some good money, so that we can do these things, guys. We even bring some fans into the stadium, into the studios as well. If Australian and England series go through without a hiccup, I don't think other teams will be able to back out without forfeiting the Champions Trophy games or something. That is what Sohail Hussain says. Okay, I've read a lot of Lorenzo, but I really don't think the 2025 Champions Trophy will be held in Pakistan, UAE. Yes, definitely, but then the toss, I hope that Pakistan can. Really, I really, really hope that it can. Lawrence Bailey saying, I'm excited, guys. This is huge. I'll be getting Aditya's his Protea shirt for 27 World Cup. I hope to see him at the Netherlands. Hardin, you can pull some strings, mate.
Thank you, brother. Very kind of you.
Yeah. We've got except Kutsia and any other South African bowler who consistently hits 155 plus, except KG and Nokia. Luto average speed is under 32 and Giri under 34. Anyone else? Um, yeah, there's quite a lot of young bowlers that are hitting 155. I think there's a Lifa Intanzi as well that's hitting that type of mark. I think Nandre Burger's hitting that type of marks at the moment. Um, I'm hoping Marco and Duan can up the pace, because I think they're around 140 and 135, 140, and I hope that they can push it on and get better. There are quite a few. I think there's also a youngster from the Eastern Cape as well that is bowling quite quickly. I can't remember his name now. I can't get to his name now. But yeah. Um, does Ryan, Siddharth says, does Ryan Rickleton make the main SA team? Who does he replace? Um, I would think that he would, if he does, I think he would replace Quinton. Um, I'm talking about future, not immediately. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So, like, I think 2023 World Cup, it's possible, that Ryan Rickleton could um, replace um, replace Quinton maybe. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Grant Ruderson is also there as a wicket keeping opening batsman or batter. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see how they want to use Hickleton as well. Hoping he's one of the starters in the 2023 and 2027 World Cup. Don't worry, guys. Aiden Markram will score all the runs and take all the wickets. And what is that in 2027? I don't know what that is. Sorry.
He said contain. Captain,
Oh,
captain. I think
And
said
also
captain in
captain, and also captain in 2027. Thank you. Yo, I need to do those word games again on my phone. Puck, when they scrabble the words that you can read it. Puck won't play bilateral series in the UAE from now on, let alone host a cup in the UAE. Um, let's see. Who will play at MCG against Australia on 30 November 2022? Do you know this answer, Aditya?
I think it might be South Africa versus India, or South Africa versus New Zealand.
Interesting one. Interesting one. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Click the notification bell for all future videos. We've got an interesting episode tomorrow on the Daily Show, so stay tuned to that. We'll be live at 7 as per usual. So don't forget to subscribe and click those notification bells to get those updates. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care, everyone, and enjoy your evening.